Good morning, dear students. So, today in class plus one, we are starting the second book named Snapshot. And the very first chapter of this book is The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, written by William Sherroy. The very first chapter of this book is The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse by William Sherroy. Okay, so in this book, the very first chapter we start today, and characters of these chapters are: one is the boy Murad, second is Aram. Okay, and both of them, they belong to a tribe, Armenia. These are Armenian boys. Okay, got it. And Aram is 9 years old, and his cousin Murad 13 years old. Okay, both are cousin, even though they behave to each other like brothers, or you can say like friends. Third character is John Burroughs, a farmer, and fourth one is Uncle Khusro, uncle of Murad and Aram. Okay, so these two characters are there. Third is John Burroughs, and fourth one is Uncle Khusro. And as I told you, these two boys are Armenian, are tribal boys. So hallmark of Garogalian family. This is the name of the family by which they belong, and this family is well known for two characteristics, you can say. One is trust, and second is honesty. Got it? Since a couple of years, nobody can point them out on trust and honesty, because these are the two hallmarks of Garogalian family. So the real thing starts with the adventure of these two boys, and this is the adventure of especially of the boy Murad. Before I come to the next part, let me tell you, Murad is a second copy of Uncle Khusro. Khusro means, in this Garogalian family, in every generation there had been a person who has a crazy streak. What? Crazy streak means a person who is free mind. Got it? And a person who is free mind always say, let it be, let it be, let it be. Okay, so these two are the words that a person who has crazy streaks speaks. And Murad is the second copy of Uncle Khusro, because Uncle Khusro never pays attention to any kind of problem. He always say, let it be, pay no attention to it, it's no harm. So I was telling that adventure done by Murad. The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. In this family, even though the people of this family, they are poor, they do not have sufficient money or financially strong to purchase or to buy a white beautiful horse. It was their dream, and both of them, these boys, they do not know how to ride a horse. So Murad steals a horse, and in the morning he came to the house of Aram to ask him if he wants to enjoy the horse riding. Let he come out of right now. So without thinking all these things, even though Aram knows it very well that Murad is unable to purchase a horse, or he might have right now stole this horse from somewhere. Aram knows it very well. So without thinking a lot, they sat on the back of the horse and they started running by calling his name. What? Waziri. Even though Murad is not aware of his name, what could be the name of that horse, he just called his name by his own choice. like Vajire or run means start going. He kicked his heel. Fine. So within some second they were out of the village. They were in open fields. And of course Murad was enjoying a lot by singing some kind of sound, means song. Okay, now within some second they were out of this one, but at a one point they both of them they took a decision. What was the decision? That they will enjoy this horse riding one by one. Got it? So first of all, Murad, as he is an elder person in comparison to Aram, and always has a crazy streak, and of course all the time Murad shows his superiority, okay, to Aram. So he took his first turn to enjoy horse riding. He took a round. Now he came back and asked Aram to sit over there. And Aram sat over there, and within some second the horse made him fell down from his back, and he was dripping, and he was, very dirty in the fields. But the problem is that this time Aram lost the horse, and he asked Murad, what happens now? Then Murad says, I have a way with the horse. My dear children, this sentence he uses three times. Sometime horse, sometime farmer, sometime dogs. So these this sentence is a complete streak of Murad to show his superiority on Aram. So after that they took a decision that you go left, right, I go right, and whenever we meet with the horse. And it was the morning time. They have stolen the horse, and they need to hide it somewhere. So during they took decision that during the night time only they will enjoy this particular horse riding, and during the night time they will hide this horse somewhere, and they will hide this particular horse in a farmhouse of the farmer named Feta Vision. Okay, this is the name of the farmer where they hide the horse. Fine. So they inquired a lot, and they enjoyed this particular horse throughout the day as well as night. Fine. It was a great headache for them to enjoy this horse riding during the daytime. Okay. So Aram once asked Murad, how long did you begin riding? Every day, every night, means to say. Okay, as he replied, he took in the morning only. We can enjoy because morning is the time, early morning is the time. Fine. So it happened like this. Now the next problem comes when one day both of them, means Aram and Murad, they were coming to the Fetivision house on the way, and they were faced by a person, John Burroughs. And who is John Burroughs? The real owner of the horse, who has been searching for his horse since 2-3 days. Okay, but before that I just tell you something about Uncle Khusro. Uncle Khusro is uncle of both the Armenian boys, and he has a crazy streak like pay no attention to it, it's no harm. It's no harm. Okay, pay no attention to it's no harm. This is the standard sentence of Uncle Khusro. There is one incident in the chapter that one day Uncle Khusro was at barber shop. Okay, and his son Arak comes to Uncle Khusro, tells him that their house is on fire. their house is on fire. Dear children, can you assume what would be the response of Uncle Khusro? What was that? The response was, pay no attention to it. It's no harm. Pay no attention to it. It's no harm. Dear children, you can assume that when your house is on fire, can you speak like this? No. It shows what? It shows free mindset of Uncle Khusro. Got my point? So this type the person was Uncle Khusro. And second thing I just tell you about, when John Burroughs was talking to in the chapter, talking to Uncle Khusro. Okay, Uncle Khusro, John Burroughs said somebody has stolen my horse, and I have been searching for my horse since 2-3 days on feet. On feet. Then uncle said, obviously you have feet, that's why you are. And then he says, my horse was of $6. $6. Then you know what did Uncle Virus says? I spit on money. I spit on money. See, spit. थूकना इसको बोलते हैं हम कि मैं पैसे पर थूकता हूँ. So these are the reaction in the chapter that really tells us that Uncle Khusro was a free-minded person. So I was telling this thing that one day Aram and Murad, they were coming to hide the horse on Fatavision farmhouse, and on the way they met John Burroughs. John Burroughs knows it very well. These two boys are belonging to Garagulin family, and Garagulin family is known for what? Trust and honesty. Trust and honesty. So John Burroughs observed the horse, and he knows it very well. This is the real horse of his, or his real horse. And you know how to identify the horse? By its teeth. John Burroughs counted the teeth of the horse, and he found the same number of teeth as his own horse had. So next thing, without uttering any word, John Burroughs let the boy go to their respective place. Now the story takes a turn. Now here comes the turn. Till now we can say the three boys enjoyed horse riding. They hid the horse wherever they wanted, and they did whatever they wished. But now the story takes a turn. We know that trust and honesty both were the hallmark of the Garlungan family. So to maintain them, the boy took a decision to return the horse. Okay, and yes, I just forgot to tell you, when they had a meeting with John Burroughs, at that same time Murad spoke one sentence. What was the sentence? That I have a way with farmer. John Burroughs was a farmer. Okay, second thing. Now they took a decision to return the horse. Fine. And during the night time, they took the horse and tied it up, or tethered, you can say, tethered on its respective place at John Burroughs' house. But that night dogs were there, and Aram had a fear that dogs would bark and definitely they would be caught. And if they would be caught, obviously what will happen? The trust and honesty of the Gregorian family will be ruined. So at that time, my dear children, when Aram was thinking about dogs, our hero Murad says, I have a way with dogs. So these are the three sentences spoken by the boy Murad to show his superiority to Aram. And then they tied this horse up at the John Burroughs house. John Burroughs house. Okay, and they were happy. At least they were happy that they enjoyed the horse riding. Got it, and they returned the horse without any failure. Without any failure. And you know, one more thing is there that one day John Burroughs came to their house, means Aram's and Murad's house, to show in his Surrey, and showed the narrator mother the horse that had been stolen and returned. Hot means narrator mother, Aram's mother, and he was surprised to find the horse stronger. Means the next day when John Burroughs found the horse at his farmhouse or at his house, now this horse was what? Was stronger than ever. Stronger than ever. Okay, and better tempered. Better tempered. Understood? He thanked God. Uncle Khusro, who was in the parlor, became irritated. Means John Burroughs say thank you to the God. Okay, and at that time, John Burroughs was observed by Uncle Khusro, and he spoke his means Uncle Khusro delivered his pet phrase. I should say pet phrase. It was a pet phrase. Pet phrase of what? Pay no attention to it. What was that? Pay no attention to it. Okay, so this was the pet phrase of Uncle Khusro. And lastly, John Burroughs was also happy to got his horse, and these two boys, they were also happy to return the horse. Now, next thing is very important thing. I just tell you. These two boys have returned the horse. Okay, because of what? Because of fear. Because of fear or conscience stricken. Two things are there. Were they afraid? Were they afraid or were they conscience stricken? Stricken. Out of these two, what was the thing? This story gives no indication that the boys were afraid. Okay. This story, throughout the story, we did not get any point wherever they were afraid of anybody, even of John Burroughs. No. They were conscience stricken. Of what? Trust and honesty. Due to which they returned the horse. Otherwise, they did not have any fear of anybody. Okay, so dear children, this is the complete chapter that we have got the story of the chapter. In next video, we will read the chapter word to word or line to line, and we will get to know the things which were made to happen by these two boys like Aram and Murad. Till then, take care and stay blessed. Thank you. Have a good day. So mind it, this is the first chapter, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse by William Serra. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.